Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we need to talk about a game that's been making waves, Stellar Blade. This action RPG from the South Korean developer ShiftUp was a big hit on the PS5, and we recently got news that it is coming to PC. So mark your calendars for June 11th. Around that time, I am a little more excited about something else that I've been getting into, and that is the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy, but I'm not going to dive into that because we are here to talk about Stellar Blade. Now, it is set to launch on both Steam and the Epic Games Store, but right alongside that announcement, two major controversies have popped up for the piece that has PC gamers buzzing. And given that it's Stellar Blade, they're not buzzing for good reasons either. We're talking about region locking and the inclusion of Denuvo DRM. So let's dive into this first big issue, which is the region locking. When ShiftUp made the official announcement for the PC version, they didn't mention any region restrictions. It was the fans themselves who discovered that the game was unavailable in their country by checking the Steam store page. And so it quickly became clear that Stellar Blade is unavailable in the same countries and regions where the PlayStation games are unavailable. And these appear to be countries and regions where Sony has not yet introduced or fully supports PSN. So based on checking the Steam DB, the game is currently showing unavailable in a whopping 129 countries and territories, and these include countries such as Egypt, the Philippines, and Vietnam. If this sounds familiar, it's because this is the exact same issue that really dragged down Helldivers 2 last year. So Helldivers 2, well, if everyone remember this, but in case you don't, Helldivers 2 was temporarily delisted from Steam in over 170 countries due to a now reversed mandate requiring players to link their Steam accounts to their PlayStation Network accounts. Now, of course, Sony backtracked and they changed their tune and everything once gamers do what they do, and they review bombed, and Sony faced a lot of backlash for this. But the game reportedly remained unavailable for purchase in countries without PSN access. Here's where it gets particularly confusing with Stellar Blade. ShiftUp has explicitly stated that the PC version does not require a PlayStation account. Connecting a PSN account is entirely optional and is never required to play the game. But if you choose to do so, you get an additional outfit for Eve. But they wanted to make it clear it is not mandatory. Despite this clear communication that PSN isn't required for gameplay, the game still is region locked without a PSN. The reason for this is unclear, as they say, okay, with speculation ranging from legal red tape to it being a deliberate business decision by Sony. Only Sony, as the publisher, would know the real reason. And as we all know, we're not getting that reason. Sony will find a reason. Well, they'll find a way to get around this and not have to actually answer for what they're doing here, if it is in fact them that's doing it. Perhaps is the most surprising about this is ShiftUp's reaction. They've acknowledged the issue on X in a tweet. They said, and I quote, "We are closely discussing the region lock issue with the publisher and are doing our best to resolve most of it as soon as possible." Adding to the confusion, when responding to individual players complaining about the region lock on social media, ShiftUp seemed genuinely surprised, even using shocked and crying emojis and asking the players where they live. This reaction makes it seem like ShiftUp didn't anticipate that their game would face a region lock because of Sony. It creates an awkward situation for the developer. Some sources suggest working with Sony is a proven way to limit the reach of your games. And this actually hits in more ways, because this has been a thing with Square Enix games as well. Square says that Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth aren't selling that great. Neither is Final Fantasy 16 because of the exclusivity to PlayStation. And you know what? If they're going to keep making it mandatory, if they're really going to go down this route of digital on their games, they're just going to continue to see their console numbers drop. Anyways, before I get off on a tangent, is someone who's slowly losing faith as a Sony fan. So, like I said, moving on to the second point of contention, Denuvo. The sources confirm that the PC version of Stellar Blade will require the use of Denuvo, which is an anti-tamper software. So, for a lot of PC gamers, the inclusion of Denuvo is a major concern and source of frustration. The software has been frequently accused of negatively impacting game performance. Past examples often cited by players include claims of performance issues in games like Tekken 7 and RE Village. Some comparison videos apparently show significant performance differences in games after Denuvo is removed. However, ShiftUp has directly addressed these concerns as well. They posted information, including a test chart, claiming that the DRM has been hard-tuned to maintain the same average frame rate. Their chart shows the same average frame rate of 59.9, basically 60, with Denuvo both on and off. And interestingly, a higher minimum frame rate with Denuvo on. Their test shows a 58.2 versus a 48.6. ShiftUp insists there is no performance degradation due to the DRM. They even claim that the game delivers high frame rates on a variety of setups and can reach 45 to 50 on the Steam Deck with the right settings. Despite ShiftUp's performance data and assurances, many PC users remain doubtful about Denuvo's inclusion. The skepticism stems from the software's history and the community's past experiences. Some commentators in the sources argue that Denuvo rarely stops piracy, efficiently, and primarily impacts legitimate buyers. Others argue it is necessary to promote sales, especially given how quickly Denuvo list games can be pirated. ShiftUp also confirmed that mods are fully supported without any restrictions, which is a positive point for PC players often concerned about DRM interfering with modding. So get ready, because there's going to be a ton of thick Eve and just nude Eve all over social media. Get ready for that. ShiftUp is clearly aware of the issues and is attempting to address the community's concerns. They are actively discussing the region lock with Sony and have provided data to counter the performance worries around Denuvo. They have high expectations for the PC release, even hoping it will eventually outsell the PS5 version. Early signs seem positive, with the game climbing the Steam pre-order charts. They also promise that both the PC and PS5 versions will offer the same content and that early buyers won't be at a disadvantage with future updates. As we approach the June 11th launch date, Stellar Blade on PC faces two significant hurdles: the unexpected and confusing region lock impacting a large number of countries, and the inclusion of Denuvo, which remains a point of contention for many PC gamers despite the developer's performance claims. ShiftUp is working with Sony to try and resolve the region lock, but based on PlayStation's track record with previous titles like Helldivers, players are not optimistic at all about these games coming to PC in regions without PSN. As for Denuvo, ShiftUp stands by their testing, but many in the PC community will likely wait for independent performance benchmarks after release before being fully convinced. Rob, looking at you, buddy. Are you going to do it? Are you going to be one of these guys that is going to be an independent performance tester? Well, it's a complex situation for a highly anticipated PC port. We'll have to wait and see how these issues evolve closer to launch and what the final performance looks like. So that about wraps this up. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like, subscribe, and share if you would. And if you didn't, you're also welcome to hit that thumbs down. But I'm going to go because I feel like playing some more Magic and learning about that. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.